Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of Anything is Possible.
Anything's
Coming
possible.
in this week after a perfect slate from me, a perfect fade slate, 3 for 3 in losses in the national championship, losses everywhere I look. Boys,
Before
it's
I
getting
dive
to
in
that
on
time.
anything, I loved that new sensual introduction there out of you.
Sometimes you
Hello.
just have to bring it back down to another level.
Hello,
And
everybody.
regroup your thoughts and just figure out where the problem is. And maybe the problem is me. Maybe I'm the problem.
So what you need to do, Chris, is because you've had a couple perfect fades, as you've called them. You just got to
Correct.
talk about what you're gonna bet, and then be like, "So we're gonna do the opposite."
I can't do that though, because me betting on it could be the single thing that's making them lose. So then I would be robbing my faithful
Okay.
from, you know what I mean? Because the
Yeah,
second I
stick
click
with the fade
submit
faithful.
bet, that's when that bet loses.
Yep. I mean,
Okay.
yeah, it was rough.
We
It
gotta
was
be
rough
honest.
out of you, Les.
So I'm sacrificing my money for you guys to make money. So please continue to fade. Hopefully someone had a little fade parlay going on to those picks last week because they were locks. I mean, I couldn't hit
Surgical.
the side of a barn
Surgical.
right now with a bet if I tried. So
You want me to run through it a little bit?
yeah,
for you?
run through it, sure.
All right, so I'm going to Chris. Last week you picked Colts +1 at home against the Texans. You know what happened?
Brutal.
Brutal. Then you picked the Eagles -5 at the Giants. You know what happened?
Brutal.
That one
Brutal.
was blasphemous.
Blasphemy.
Both of them.
Blasphemy.
Wide open catch to get that first down from the Colts and he missed it. I felt bad for him though, but
And then you picked the Dolphins +3 hosting the Buffalo Bills. You know what happened?
brutal.
Nobody circles the wagon like the Buffalo Bills. That's what happened.
Brutal. But so you went 0 for 3. Wasn't much better out of me. I went 1 for 3. I picked the Jaguars -5 at Tennessee Titans. You know what happened? Brutal. Then I picked. This was kind of
Eagles.
a surgical pick. I picked the Cardinals +2.5 at home against the Seahawks. They lost by 1, which means that bet hit.
Yep.
So kind of surgical, not gonna lie.
Little bit,
I'm gonna
bit.
toot my own horn. And then I let my pride really get in the way, and I picked Washington -4.5 against the Michigan Wolverines in the national championship, and that just did not happen remotely close to even happening. But so that was me. I went 1 for 3, and then Adam on the other leg of that water bet with Chris. You picked Texans -1 at Indianapolis, and that hit, which means Chris, it's time.
1-for-1, baby.
And I
It's
hate it
time.
because I love the Texans. You guys know I love the Texans, and
You just thought Gardner Minshew was sick with it. That's all.
I thought he was.
We've all been
but
there.
Yep.
He kind of was, but he also wasn't. So, all right,
So
I'm going half a water bottle. So we're going to 8 ounces.
That's fair.
that's
I think
fair.
that's
'Cause last time
It was
you
an
lost one of
aggressive
these.
amount of water last time.
I think I underestimated how much of water is actually in a water bottle. So we're going half water bottle, going 8 ounces here.
Here we go. Get moist, baby. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Is it? I'm saying by the reaction, it's cold. I was gonna say, is it cold? Is it room temp? What are we working with?
It's room temp, but somehow it's still so cold.
Get wet.
It's so cold somehow. Still,
That's a soggy little boy.
That is so soggy. Gosh, there's nothing better than when Chris is a little moist.
I'm always moist. You guys know me. I'm always moist.
That's right. I like when there's a little something more on the line. So I like when we, especially as we get into the playoffs here, there's only going to be so many games we can bet on. So we might be firing
Yeah,
off water
Things are
bets.
gonna start doubling up.
I know. Ooh. So that's good. That's good right there. I love
All
it.
right. Well, let's give them some picks. What do you think?
Let's do it. How
All
about
right,
her?
Adam, hit us with the absolute lock, eh?
Okay, so I was just talking about this with the boys right before we started recording. So I love betting on Premier League because I feel like I'm knowledgeable on the subject. But there's only so many things you can bet on. So I'm going to throw a spicy little parlay at you guys. So I'm going to stick with my boys. We're going to go Liverpool. They haven't lost a game in a very long time. They've had a couple draws, but they're on a hot streak. Even though they got a lot of injuries right now, they got some guys at some tournaments with their international teams. I don't care. I'm taking Liverpool over Bournemouth. And then I am also going to toss in there a Darwin Nunez goal. The man can't buy a goal right now. He's on a little bit of a drought, missing some absolute great chances. And then even when he's doing everything right, the goalie seems to pull off a worldie. But I think he's due. Darwin Nunez going to get a goal. And then we're also going to toss out an Alexis McAllister assist. So that's a 3-leg parlay. We're going Liverpool dub, Darwin Nunez goal, Alexis McAllister assist.
Wow.
Look at that. That is a hefty parlay right there.
You gotta make it interesting.
Plus 230 or something like that.
I was gonna say the odds probably aren't even that outrageous, but you gotta make it a little more interesting than just saying a Liverpool dub, you know?
Yeah, well, and that's the problem. We've talked about that too. The English Premier League odds on just a W are not great because the draw.
Unless you're taking the dog. Like I bet you if I took Bournemouth to beat Liverpool, those odds are outrageous, but I'm not a dingus.
Exactly. All right, well, my first pick, I'm actually going to do a little English Premier League too. This is my first time going with soccer bet.
Ever or just on the pod?
Just on the pod. I've done it before in my free time, but mine's a little different in what we were just talking about, where you can get some good odds, not with the dog necessarily, but on the over-under on goals in the game. So I am going to do Saturday morning game, Newcastle hosts Man City, St. James Park in Newcastle upon Tyne up there in England. And I am going to go with the over 2.5 total goals in the game. I'm going to ride with that. So the Newcastle and Man City, the last couple times they've played, last 2 games they've played have been a little bit lower scoring. But before that, there was a 5-0 game. There was a 3-3 draw. There was also a 3-2 game. So there's history there where there's a lot of goals scored. Man City's also getting De Bruyne back this week, and I saw that in some research I was doing, and Adam, you pointed it out to me as well. Yeah. He's a big goal scorer, so I think that's going to be big. So I think I'm going to go with that over 2.5 goals.
I think that's a great pick.
Thank you so much. You're the EPL specialist.
Yeah, Newcastle's riddled with injuries right now. Liverpool was wreaking havoc on their back line. That game just recently, 4-2. Man City, I would say, is even a higher powered offense than Liverpool, and I'm a Liverpool fan, so it pains me to say that. So it'll be tough for Newcastle to keep them just from City alone hitting the over, but Newcastle also has a nice little attack. They'll probably get one in there, but I think the over is a great pick.
Yep. There we go.
All right, well, let's switch back over to real sports real quick. And
I love that.
My only worry about this is it gives me the feeling of like chasing a fantasy football player after they had a good game, and like they just had a good game. You're like trying to pick them up, chasing those points, but you end up just chasing the dragon. With that said, Browns at Texans Saturday at 3:30. The Browns beat the Texans Christmas Day without CJ Stroud. I'm a big CJ Stroud fan. I'm going Texas plus 2.5. They just lost me a water bet, so now I gotta chase it back. I'm going Texans plus 2.5.
And you know what I'm going to do? Oh, no. I'm going to put you right back on the water bet game because I am going Browns minus 2.5 going into Texas. They're going to get that W. Joe Flacco, so much experience in the playoffs. I love the Browns defense. I don't trust the young Texans roster with the lack of experience going into the playoffs. I'm taking Browns minus 2.5. And we have another water bet on the table.
I love it.
And you didn't even know it was coming either.
I had no idea.
I have a feeling there could possibly even be another one or two before this show's even over. Like I said, it's going to start being slim pickings. There's only going to be so many bets we can fire off.
Someone else is getting wet at some point. But all right. All right, moving on. That. We got Rams at Lions Sunday at 7:15. Lions at home. I'm going to take Lions money line. Straight up. I think the Lions battle through adversity. I think the refs try and take the game away from them, but I think Lions win this one and lose their next game.
Okay.
Okay. You had me on the edge of my seat there because I thought we were getting ready to get another one. I thought you were going to
go for 16 fluid ounces.
Yeah, but I am also going Lions. I'm not going money line. I'm going to get those points. I'm going to go -3. Lions -3 against the Rams. So I'm on the same page as you on that game. I feel confident in the Lions. I don't feel.
I mean, worst thing that could happen. The Lions, man, maybe I should change it because it seems like everything has gone wrong for the Lions. And worst case scenario this year is Matt Stafford coming in and beating them at home, right?
Yeah, don't change
but
it,
it's
though.
but it's also a Jared Goff revenge game. It's a double revenge game.
It is. There's revenge.
True. Yeah, everybody's got something to play for. Oh, we'll keep it locked in. All right.
Yeah. All right, we're both going Lions.
Both
I
on
like that
Lions
pick.
there. That's good.
All right, Chris, your last pick then.
Yeah,
right?
capping us
Yeah.
off. Last NFL game of the weekend or the week as well. Monday night, 7 p.m. Eagles at Bucks. I'm going Bucks money line as well.
Ooh.
I like Bucks to beat them by a touchdown at least.
I like that.
I mean, with how the Eagles are trending, I don't think you could say anything bad about that pick.
I mean, that's kind of a crazy. I mean, that's a ballsy pick for sure.
It is.
But
I'm a ballsy
I like
guy,
it.
man.
I like
Always
it.
fade. Always fade.
Always fade. No, that's good.
The spice is nice with that pick.
Yeah, I can see that happening completely, and also like people aren't talking about the Bucks enough.
Yeah,
Really,
they've been sneaking along this whole year.
like no one really talked about him all year, and we got to kind of talk about Baker. Like he deserves a little bit of credit for getting the team there, right?
Yeah, he does.
I mean,
there's
definitely an argument that could be made about Baker Mayfield comeback player of the year. I don't think he's going to win it, but I think there's an argument to be had there. It's definitely a conversation to have.
Exactly. He's had a great year. I love it.
All right.
All right, should we run them through?
Run it back. Run it back.
Adam?
Yeah, so I'm taking Liverpool over Bournemouth with a Darweezy goal and an Alexis McAllister assist.
I love that. I am going with Newcastle and Man City over 2.5 goals in that game. I'm going Browns -2.5 on the road against the Texans in Houston. And I'm going to go with Lions -3 hosting the Rams on Sunday, wild card NFL weekend.
Perfect. And I am all NFL slate. I got Browns at Texans. I'm taking Texans +2.5 at home on Saturday. I'm taking the Lions money line at home against the Rams on Sunday as well. And then I'm taking Bucks money line at home. The home dogs are going to take it home this weekend. Bucks money line on Monday night against the Eagles. Guys, listen, we're getting into crunch time. There's only so many more weekends where you can have your bets ready to go and you get to hear that 7 hours of commercial-free football starts now. I don't even know. Is Red Zone, will we still even have Red Zone?
No, I don't think
think
Red
it's
Zone's
out
not for the
anymore, Red
playoffs.
Zone.
So it's already starting to fall away, folks. So it's these precious memories and these precious weekends where you can get those appetizers rolling, those food going. You got multiple screens going, multiple games going, sports everywhere you look. Enjoy it. Fade me and
Everywhere
make some
you
money. Boys, that's
fade,
anything
fade.
is possible.
Anything
Good luck.
is possible.
Good luck out there.
Let's have a weekend.
Let's have a weekend, eh?
How bird it?
Cheers.
Peace.